And you are now tuned into My Skin is My Sin presents another episode of Intellectually Petty Radio. I am your host, Jobs, and tonight we got Fogy in the building and we talking hip hop. What's good, King?
What's happening, man? You doing all right today?
Oh yeah, man. Just got a glass of wine, chilling, ready to
There
talk
you
some hip
go.
hop. Yeah.
There you go. There you go. What you sipping on? What kind of wine, man?
I don't know, man. Some whatever she had in the
You
fridge.
say what that was in the glass, right?
Yeah. How's life though, man? How's your family? Let's get that out the way.
Man, everything's good, man. No complaints. You know, just just staying safe. This COVID stuff out here is crazy. So, I don't get out as much as I like to, but I'm staying safe and everything's lovely, man. No complaints.
I feel you on that, man. If you're out there, man, do what you got to do, man. I'm not telling you what you should do, but take care of yourself.
Right, right. Yes,
So,
everybody got a right to do what they have to do. And you know, your body, your choice. But regardless, you get that shot or not, I'm still watching my I'm still watching myself. I still want that
yeah,
6 feet between us. So
and I will side eye you or tell you.
what's that?
I said I will side eye you and or tell you, hey, move the fuck away
Yeah,
from me.
exactly. Yep. There you
You know.
go.
Hey, let me ask you this though, man. What's the first hip hop song you fell in love with?
The first hip hop song, man, this taking it all the way back. For me, it goes back to Sugar Hill Gang and Rapper's Delight back in 1979. I actually got a pretty clear, um, really clear memory of when I first heard it, actually. And I was hooked ever since.
Okay, does it take away from the greatness of that song that old boy stole his verse from somebody else?
Right. Yeah. Didn't really know about all that at the time. We didn't have social media. And uh, not from Detroit. I mean, I'm sorry, not from New York, from Detroit. So didn't really grow up knowing exactly what was going on there. We just kind of got whatever was played on the radio or whatever.
Pretty
So,
much.
uh, yeah, yeah. So at the time, I remember, obviously it took the sample from Chic's "Good Times" to make the song, and I remember that summer. Um, that was a real big hit. It was like a skate song, and I remember when we first heard it. I was sitting on the porch. I was young dude, probably about nine. Yeah, nine. I was about 9, 10 that summer. Sitting on the porch with a couple friends, and we thought it was good times. She, I said that was the song of the summer. We started dancing, whatever. Heard the DJ started. I mean, well, we thought it was the DJ. At least when we heard the rapping, because we hadn't heard anything like that before. Then as it went on, it just hooked us right away, man. And then I remember like later that day, the next day, all the kids were talking about it. So I didn't really know everything about the song as far as who wrote it. I didn't know about the Grandmaster Caz and how he was mixed into that and everything. But yeah, that was my first experience with hip hop.
Hmm. I won't say my first, but like the most impactful, I'll say that one for me is coming out of Henry Ford High School.
Hmm.
It was, I don't know, it had to be May or June. It's nice outside. I mean, beautiful day. And I can hear an echo. I don't know if that's me or you, but I can hear it. I had a damn fucking mosquito down here. If I start doing kung fu, man, it's the mosquito. But
Yeah.
so I'm coming out of Henry Ford,
Hmm.
and this cat is in an '85 drop top Mustang,
Okay.
and got like, I don't know, there had to be 16s in the trunk, and he was bumping "You Got to Chill"
Yeah. Yeah.
by
Okay.
EPMD.
EPMD. Yep.
Like I still smell that scene. I still see it. I still hear it. Like the people that were there at the time, like I remember it the same way and it's been like that for 30 years.
It's like that, man. You know, when you hear a hip hop song that hits you like that, it stays with you. You know, like I said, with that rappers Delight, that's even further than that, and I can still remember it like it was yesterday. So I feel you on that. You saying EPMD, you got to chill. I think that was 88.
I
That
think
sound
so.
about
Yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that sounds about right.
88.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, that was a nice summer.
Oh my God, that was a great summer.
Yeah,
That
real good
that
summer.
might have been the last summer before crack really fucked everything up.
Well, crack was already doing
It
its
was
thing a little
there.
before that, but
Yeah,
yeah, probably about 88. Yeah, right around that time, it was really crazy. At least in Detroit, anyway.
yeah.
Yes.
And I
Hmm.
would like I think it's been, the same way. Okay, so let's talk about underrated. Who's the
Okay.
most underrated Midwest group to you?
The most underrated Midwest group.
Yep.
Okay.
And I got one in mind.
I'm probably gonna be biased, uh, but I'm gonna go with Slum Village on this one.
I would agree with you on that one. That's a good choice. I can't knock that one. I like to argue. I'm an argumentative person, but Slum Village is dope. I'm gonna say the Dayton family though.
Dayton Family. Okay. Um,
Yes.
I hadn't gotten into their music real deeply,
Oh, I fucks with the
uh,
Dayton family
but
back in the day.
okay.
Shoestring, and I cannot remember the other cat's name. But yeah, man, the Dayton family. It was another one too from Flint.
Hmm.
It was I can't remember the other group, but it was another group. Same time, did kind of in the same vein as far as what they was rapping about. But I always thought they were dope and didn't get the props they deserve.
From where?
From Flint.
Hmm. Trying to think around that time, Dayton Family. That was
Yeah, I
it's like
cannot.
early '90s, right?
That sounds about right. Yep. But
Something about right there.
I cannot
Okay.
remember the name of it. I want to say, and for me, like most underrated MC would be Esham, and not because he's like can spit like super bar heavy or no shit like that.
Right.
But
Right.
man, that red tape was everything.
You know what, man? I'm glad you brought Esham up. I grew up on both sides of Detroit. Was on the west side of about like 7 miles of Wyoming till
Mm,
about till '79, and like the end of '79, we moved up to the east side, 7 Mile and Hoover, and that's I was around the area, Esham's neighborhood. We got some friends that got some of the same friends. I don't really want to say I know them, but
mhm.
we kind
I feel what you're
of we
saying.
running, yeah, we run around the same little ring of friends and stuff. And I remember when he first came out, it's also that was the group Nodis, I believe it
Yeah,
was. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, they came out and they were doing something completely different than what people were used to. So a lot of people, like you're saying, Esham's underrated. I'm gonna have to agree with that because a lot of people just weren't really feeling it at the time. And now you got, after Esham, you had groups like Grave Diggers, you got Brother Lynch Hong, a lot of doing what they call like horrorcore or whatever they want
Yep.
to call it, acid rap now. But yeah, Esham was definitely at the forefront of that. So glad you brought him up.
And not only that too, like people like to give like Easy E credit for like creating like, independent type shit. Eshawn was doing that shit before everybody.
Yeah,
He literally,
yeah,
literally
no doubt,
selling tapes out of his trunk.
no
Um,
doubt, no
I
doubt.
fucks with you. So if you out there, Eshawn, man, come on the show, bro. I'll
Yeah,
try.
that jam, his jam, that 24/7 by Esham, that's my
Oh,
jam right there.
oh, he got a
Yeah.
summertime joint too. I can't remember the name of it. The summertime joint is very dope.
Oh
He got a lot
man,
of
he
shit
made a
that was
lot.
dope,
Yeah, he
you
made so
know.
much music. It's yeah.
And I want to say he just came out with another joint this year. Was it this year or late
Oh
last year?
yeah,
Yeah.
oh yeah.
Yes,
Okay,
sir. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So
okay.
go fuck with Esham if you ain't heard of him.
Yeah, it's
Um,
good to hear he's still doing his thing. Then if he's, it's good to hear.
are you a boom bap fan?
On what?
Boom bap. You fuck with boom bap?
Bodak,
Boom bap.
Boondock. Who's that?
Boom bap.
Nah. Boom bap. You mean the sound? Like boom
Yeah,
bap? The sound?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, definitely. I thought that was a rapper.
Oh no, I'm
Okay,
not the
yeah, boom
biggest
bap
boom bap.
sound.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest boom bap fan.
Why not?
I just think it's dead.
Were you ever a fan? I mean, that's the
Not,
essence of hip hop.
it's not. It's the essence of some hip hop, and I think that's what like hip hop. Like I was a West Coast hip hop fan,
Yeah, I'm big on that too. But
so and
mhm.
most people aren't both. Like I was more into, and then when Outkast came out, like I just thought that shit was crack.
I
It
love
was
Outkast.
like far as boom bap, like I was more of the jazz, like Tribe Called Quest type of shit. I
Okay.
don't consider that really boom bap to me. Like boom bap is more, like the beat miners type of shit, Primo type of shit. Not no disrespect to Primo, he got classic shit. Don't email me or no shit like that. But those type of tracks. But Tribe, De La, the whole Native Tongue posse was not really like boom bap to me, so I fuck with them. But other than that, it's like like man, I really want to put some shit on, man. I'm putting some Snoop on or the Chronic.
Okay. You know what? Uh, I'm gonna say this. I like pretty much hip hop from all over. I think us being from Detroit, where we're located there in the Midwest. I know early on we just heard New York, then we heard the West Coast, then we started to hear the South a little bit. So we kind of got a little bit of everything, and I was with it, man. Like when they started on the East Coast, I was with that sound, and then be honest, like with you, when that West Coast came out, it hooked me. I like the feel of the hip of the West Coast hip hop. So I definitely feel that, but I really can't say I prefer one over the other. What Outkast are doing down in the South, their stuff was completely different than what we were hearing before.
Right.
You also had down in the South, you had uh, A Ball, MJG. They had a nice little sound on there with Suave House. Uh, Ghetto
Absolutely
Boys, yeah, the Ghetto Boys had that little thing.
fire.
Um, so I like all over, but like I can't really turn I can't really say boom bap is dead, like you're saying. But you know, I feel where you're coming from as far as what you feel is what you feel. And I think probably Detroit probably got probably a lot of the music we heard was probably leaning West Coast a little bit.
Yeah,
So yeah.
yeah. Detroit and Oakland have a very similar sound, especially right now.
Oh yeah, definitely. Definitely. No
Yeah.
question. You
And
ever been up to Oakland?
I have not.
Yeah. I went up
Yeah.
there. Their vibe is similar too. Yeah.
I've heard similar. My peoples go up there quite a bit. Yeah, they say the same thing. It's like another Detroit. So
Yeah, it is. It basically reminded me of Detroit and California. Um, I lived in Southern California for like 20 years, but when I went up there to Northern California, it's totally different than Southern California, and that's what kind of threw me off because it reminded me of like I said, like a Detroit up north. So the vibe was similar. Uh, we came up on that Too Short, so I was eager to get out there and see what they were up on.
Too Shorts, it's fucking so fucking dope, man. Like
Yeah, it
I
is.
and it does not I'm talking about underrated. Like, okay, no, he is not about to like beat nobody in a rap battle. He's not. But
Right.
like as far as
Yeah, he's
putting
not
on
lyrical.
a CD and riding that motherfucker till the wheels fall off is not gonna get
Hmm.
too much better than Too Short.
No question. Dude had like some of the dopest beats
Oh my god.
back in when he first came out. You just put some short dog in your trunk, it was over
Oh
with.
man.
Rolling through Belle Isle with that Too Short bumping.
Oh my
Yeah,
god. These are the
yeah,
tales, the freaky tail. Oh my man. Like hey,
yeah, yeah.
and,
That had to been like the first thing I heard from Too Short. It's like Freaky Tales.
and me too. And that be the
Yeah.
problem I be having with like dudes are in our generation now. that's so critical that shit ain't lyrical now and blase split. I'm like, bruh, we listen to Too Short and Too Live Crew.
You know what? I'm glad you brought that up, man, because people ask me like who the best, who my favorites are, stuff like that, and
Mhm.
when I throw in somebody like that's one of the groups, I throw in somebody like Two Live Crew. Like you said, people like they're not lyrical, but it was the feeling that they brought. To me, hip hop is more than just lyrics. Hip hop is it's culture, it's a feel.
Yes,
So yeah, everything that's great don't have to be the most lyrical hip hop that's out there. I like some of my favorites. It's kind of all over the place. So
bruh, I sing Ice Ice Baby.
nah.
I hated that shit when it came out. I absolutely did. But now I've heard it so many times. I know the words to Ice Ice Baby.
You know what,
It-
man? I feel I'm the same way like that with Hammer. I'm not gonna say I'm like that with Vanilla Ice though. That Ice Ice Baby, I can never really feel that too much. But that the Hammer had a few songs that I thought were alright or whatever. But it took a while for me to finally like get to a point where it's like I really respect what Hammer brought to the game, that sort of thing. That might have something to do with just getting older or whatever. But I really wasn't feeling it back then. None of that, or the Ice
I
Ice Baby,
actually
none of
saw
that.
him live, and back then,
Okay.
and
I know. You
beforehand,
put on the show.
yeah, beforehand I was a Hammer hater. He's a fraud, couldn't rap, blase splee. Man, after that show, bruh, I'm like, I started appreciating his music more after seeing like that.
Okay.
It was nobody even remotely close. The nigga had like 100 people on stage. They was all in
Right.
sync. Like the energy was on 7,000. I was complete. That was like up until that point. That was the best show I've seen anybody do. Actually, it might
I don't
still
doubt
be.
it, man. What he brought to the table was amazing, but it just at the time hip hop wasn't really trying to see all that. So I don't think Hammer got appreciated for what he was trying to do at the time. But who's doing it like that now though? That I don't think it's appreciated. The
Who's
stage
that?
show, Missy Elliott.
See, I've
Missy
never
Elliott.
heard anybody say anything about her show, so I did not know.
You know what? I actually, to be honest, I actually haven't seen her live. I haven't seen her shows, but just what she brings, her choreography, when she does her videos, when you see her perform
Mhm.
live at the shows, I don't think she does a whole lot of tours. But just whenever you see her, if somebody say Missy is about to perform, I'm watching.
That might be difficult nowadays to do and still
What?
make money, especially Missy, like
Oh, you
bring a
mean the
big
big
show like
stage shows?
yeah. That might be tough to
Okay.
get away with. Like, cause she ain't, Missy ain't
Yeah.
who she once was, and time waits for nobody. And
Oh yeah, she's older
hip hop,
now.
oh my
She's
god, hip hop is so unforgiving, man. That's why don't we give a fuck about our older MCs, or is it changing?
uh, I'm gonna have to agree with you, man. I would even say even our generation don't appreciate the old heads, the OGs in the game, because a lot of our generation, I think we hate on some of the newer guys because it don't sound like what we want to know what our music sound like.
Yep.
But on the same token, on the flip side, you still got some of these artists like we mentioned before. Too Short still making records. Ice Cube still making records. KRS-One still making records. Uh, who else? Just it's a lot of these vets still putting out music, and our
Let-
generation's
Let's be
not
honest
buying it,
though,
not listening to it anymore.
because
So I don't.
it's trash, bro.
Well,
Most
nah, no. What's
most of it is
trash?
trash, man. Let's be
Most of
honest.
what? You saying
Now,
most of the?
I will say AZ Do or Die 2, phenomenal album.
I haven't heard
Uh,
the whole album, but
oh my god! I listened to it. I drove back to the crib last weekend and listened
mhm.
to it.
You saying it was garbage?
No, 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 no. Do or Die 2 is phenomenal.
Oh, okay, okay.
I did not like Nas's what's that, King's Disease too. I didn't. It just seemed like the same song over and over and over. That's just me.
What did you think of what you think of the first one?
I
King's
didn't.
Disease one.
I totally went right past, went right over my head. I didn't even know that shit existed until two came out, and
Okay.
I wasn't that big of a fan of two, so I wasn't gonna go back and listen to one. To be quite
Right.
honest,
Okay. It was cool. Nas, he's a legend, no question. But as far as his sound, to a lot of
trash.
people, to a lot of people, it's an acquired
Yes,
type sound. You know, he strips down a lot of his stuff so that you can listen to what he's saying, and you know sometimes it goes over a lot of people's head. You know, especially these days when a lot of people not really listening for anything lyrical, and you know, like I say, yeah, I think even us old heads these days, it just kind of got lazy because they got so used to hearing stuff that they don't want to hear. Now, when we got our legends putting out new stuff, they're still not really giving it a listen. So, I think they're not really getting appreciated on both ends by the young audience or by us. But I like to see when they're still making music. You know, I said still a few of them that's still putting out stuff regularly. So, I check for it. You know,
oh
all of it is not
oh.
great, but I do check for it.
Billy Dance. His like I can't remember the name of it. The last CD though was last year. Actually, I think it was either early this year or last year. But anyway, that shit was fucking fire.
Okay.
Like that cat is probably gonna be 80 years old and dope. Uh, I wasn't the biggest fan. Oh, who was that? Was that Buster that put out something that everybody was like, "Oh, it's the greatest thing." It was okay. Um, but I have never been like a super Buster Rhymes fan. I think Buster Rhymes is dope, but he ain't got like a quality CD for me. Or let me retract that. A classic CD. Him and Jadakiss in the same lane for me.
I'm not gonna argue with you on that. I think I feel you on that. I respect both of them a lot, especially Buster. Uh, but I don't know. It's
Niggas
it's
don't want
kind
to
of
have an
it's
honest conversation about it. They don't want to say. They don't want to say it.
yeah. I'll be careful because I don't really want to. I don't want to diss them because, like I said, I got a tremendous amount of respect for them. I like Buster, but no, I kind of feel the same way. I don't. I can't recall a CD that he's made that I can listen through front to back and consider it a classic. But
Facts.
yeah, so yeah, I feel you. Who
Yeah,
do you
like
consider? Who do you consider like who are you feeling? Can you got like a top three, top five all time?
all time,
Yeah.
Scarface. And this is no particular order though. Scarface is definitely always in the top five.
Okay.
Um, and might I add, probably the best out the South. Um, definitely Tupac because that's the goat to me. The best MC, like he appreciated the craft of MCing more than any other person that
Okay.
really got on, in my opinion. Uh, and then the rest, the other three is kind of they could be interchangeable. And so we'll say for today, Rakim. Um, so I got two more. Oh, mm. And I'm not really a Jay Z fan to be quite honest. Well, I take that back. I'm a fan
Jay
of
Z
Jay
fan.
Z after retiring.
Okay.
He got so much doper and so much more like sonically better, and his albums had more cohesion, if in my opinion. So I'll throw Jay Z in there. Um,
Okay.
and I'm trying to think who else would I. I'm trying to think like that's a tough one. Like the fifth one is just a really a tough one, man. My today is probably saying LL because like they it LL without LL most of hip hop would not exist. Your man's had the best show. during the golden era. Well, I guess the '90s would technically be the golden era, but the founding era, he had the best show when shows mattered. He had albums unlike anybody else. Longevity out the fucking wazoo and acting. That's a
No
solid top five.
complaints. You know what, man? That's a real solid top five. Real solid. Um, my top five is kind of similar, all the way down to like not really like when it comes to that fifth position. I got so many I could put in there. Matter of fact, yeah, I could probably stretch a list out to about probably out to 10 or whatever. But yeah, yeah, 10. But like trying to zero it. Hang on one second. Trying to zero it down to just like five. Uh, that's a tough one.
Yeah, it ain't easy.
Yeah.
And like I say, like
Uh,
it's fluid. Like Tupac is like, and I, you know what? And I might have to go back, man, because I forgot Ice Cube.
ah, yeah. Okay. I'm gonna give you my five when you're done.
Go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
Uh, mine's pretty similar. I got KRS One as number one. We already talked about both back. As far as what KRS One brings to the table to me, um, it's unmatched. I mean, he's gonna give you everything you need, man. He's gonna give you stories. He's gonna give you some street tales. He's gonna give you something deep. The brother even got a gospel album, man. You know, so I mean, tons of albums, straight up MC. Uh, to me, he's the epitome of what an MC is supposed to be.
Okay,
So I got him at the top. I got Q number two.
not mad at that.
I got him number two because I consider Q the the best storyteller in hip hop. Period. Come at me.
I don't think I can, bro. Like
Mhm. Yeah.
I would say, I don't know. I guess I haven't listened to enough of Nas's catalog. The stories that that I like from him are fucking
I can
out
throw
of
I
this
can throw
world.
yeah. Um,
Hmm. You may be
you
right.
know,
Go
a
ahead.
lot yeah, a lot like a lot of people like of course Today Was a Good Day. That's his most popular song or whatever. Um Ice Cube's really he's kind of into some everything now. He's more just kind of pop figure now. But
Yeah.
like if you go back to like his first three, four albums, I mean that those are like must listens for anybody who considers themselves a hip hop head. And you listen to those albums. I'm not just talking about just one song. Today Was a Good Day. But I mean, dude's got stories upon stories
Oh
and
my
stories,
god.
People talk about Slick Rick, which is, Slick Rick is the man, I give him that. But he started a storytelling thing. But Cube's done more.
Oh my
I mean most
god.
of this, I mean, he's telling these stories about I mean some everything, man. So, I give Cube that. Like I say, he kind of he had some stuff I wasn't quite feeling. Some of his later stuff or whatever. Once he started, I think he did something with that group that did that. What was the name? What's the name of that? He did something called Drop Girl, I think it was with that group, LMOA or whatever. That
Oh
party
yeah,
rock anthem,
yeah, yeah.
whatever.
Like
Yeah, whatever. He did something with them or
like
whatever.
this ain't the same. Like this, I don't. You know what? This like this part of his rap career is just a mulligan.
Right. Yeah.
You know,
So.
like this shit don't in my mind. It don't. It never happened. It don't exist. Enjoy yourself, Q. You earned the right to make goofy shit now.
Yeah, but
But
Q still putting out albums though, man. And
low key, he might have three classic albums. Actually, I take that back. He is a part of absolutely three classic albums. And how many other
yeah,
MCs can say that?
yeah,
And two of those
definitely.
albums, Death Certificate and America's Most, are his albums as a
Yeah,
solo
yeah,
artist.
yep. But also, he pretty much wrote all that NWA stuff on that first album. All the stuff when we talking about Dope Man, we talking about 8 Ball Rolling. You listen to Easy E's album. with no more questions, and I mean all that stuff. That was all Cube. You know what I'm saying? So I give him that um, for the storyteller aspect. So I put Cube in number two.
All right. All right.
All right.
KRS
Number
One and
three.
Cube.
Yeah. Now number three. That's where I'm gonna put Pac. Um,
Oh,
I'm putting Pac. I'll put Pac there because first of all, I mean the brother made a whole lot of stuff, and I mean Pac was just real, man. It's like he
yes.
make he makes stuff that you just gonna feel. If I had to say who can make me feel what they're talking about more, I'm gonna have to get out one to Tupac. I don't
Facts.
just throw, yeah, I don't just throw guys up in my top three, top five just because for whatever. So I give them different reasons for it. And yeah, with Pac, I was actually, I'm gonna be honest, I was kind of late. I was kind of late uh, being a Pac fan. Um,
Really?
yeah, I hate to say it because, well, I don't want to say I wasn't a fan, but I just said I didn't become a real big fan. Pac was nowhere in my top 10, none of those lists early on. Unfortunately, it wasn't until Tupac died that I really got more into him. Where,
Oh
yeah,
wow.
when he was alive, when Pac was alive, I felt like he was too loud. It was too much going on in his life, and it was hard for me to really uh, get down with his music too much. Not saying I didn't have any of his music. I had the All Eyes on Me. I had his music, but I mean, as far as like putting him up there as like my top, I didn't
Oh,
really feel him like that at first.
all right, I got you. All
Um,
right. So Pockets 3.
yeah, I got Pac three. Um, Number four. And keep in mind, this is my list of favorites. This is
Mm-hmm.
not who I'm always saying is the best. I can't tell you who's the best. I'm just telling you who I listen to and my favorites and why.
I got
Number
you.
four, number four, I got Ice T right there. Now,
Really?
Ice T, yeah, Ice T is not. No, he's not gonna surprise you with lyrical gymnastics or
He is not.
nothing like that. But Ice T is just gonna tell you straight up uh, what's going on out there. Cautionary tales and stuff. And at the time when Ice T, when I got into Ice T, Ice T was older than us. He's an OG.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
it was like what he was
Taking bitches
saying.
and robbing niggas.
Right. It wasn't like he was telling us what he heard about. It was like you could feel he was telling us what he actually knew about. And just his whole player hustler thing. I was feeling that, man. So yeah, I was feeling that. Um, so
Hey, he
Ice
got me
T,
blocked on
yeah.
Twitter by the way.
What's that?
He got me blocked on Twitter.
He blocked you on Twitter.
Yeah.
Why he blocked you on Twitter? I follow him on Twitter, man. He like one of my favorite Twitter feeds. What you do to piss him off?
Oh, he was getting his hair braided by some dude and posted that shit. I'm like, bruh, that's not G, bruh. I can't
Okay,
call you the OG doing shit like that no more. And he got mad and
okay.
blocked me.
He be blocking people left and right, man. But
Hey, you got that
but
right.
that's a you know what? I feel what you're saying, but at the same time, that's part of the reason why I'm a big Ice T fan.
Because he don't give a
Ice T
fuck.
don't care. Ice T don't care. He don't care what you think.
No, no.
You know. And I'm gonna be honest with you, man. You know, I moved to California. I told you said that earlier. I moved to LA back in like '98, and I was out there for like 20 years. And I didn't really understand LA, but in vibe
Hmm.
until I actually moved out there. Some of the stuff that we saw, we might have, like you said, and that don't look G, or you might question this or question that or whatever.
Yeah.
But so it was like once I came to the West Coast, I started to understand. I mean, not necessarily getting your hair braided by another dude or whatever, but I'm saying I started to understand what these guys, yeah, what them guys were talking about and where they were coming from. So, guys like, these West Coast guys, yeah, I got a lot of love for them. So yeah,
Yeah,
Ice T,
the whole perm thing was like Not the wave in Detroit, to say the least.
Nah, we yeah, that ain't
Unfortunately, the Jerry curl shit did kind of jumped off everywhere. I told niggas
yeah.
don't get that Jerry curl. It's gonna look ugly in 20 years. I was right, by the way. Um, the best hip hop movie. Matter of fact, I won't say the best hip hop movie. Crush Groove or Beat Street.
Uh, I'm gonna answer that. Let me give you my number five first.
Oh shit!
Uh,
I'm sorry, my bad.
yeah,
We still
yeah.
got one more, don't we?
Yeah, just one more. That was LL. I'm gonna put
Okay,
LL in there. I can give you other ones, but those my reasons for LL is pretty much like kind of same reasons as yours. He was actually like the first uh rapper that made me feel like, okay, I could do this too. Because I used to rap a little bit myself. I used to rap, DJ, I danced. I was fully into the culture. And
man.
LL being, like he's just like a year older than me. I think. But at the time, I found out he was like 16. And when he came out with that Rock the Bells, or what he
Oh,
was doing, it
oh
was
my,
like, dang, this dude. That's when I really, really started paying attention. Like, okay, he's not just like, it wasn't just Melly Mel anymore, Grandmaster Flash, or the older
right.
dudes like the Big Brother. This was like, all right, this is somebody from our generation spitting it like that. No, yeah, so he brought me into it like that. So I got him at number five. Now, so all right, so you asked me the best movie between Beat Street and
Crush Groove.
Crush Groove. That's a good question, man. Uh, for me, I'm gonna say Crush Groove because I was a huge Run DMC fan,
Oh my god.
huge. Uh, I mean, that whole era, man. I was really into Run DMC and the whole thing that Rush was doing with Def Jam, Rick Rubin, all those guys, whatever. And I was just really into how they became what they were. So I mean, Crush Groove was like that autobiography, so
Yeah,
the autobiography type
yeah.
movie. So I was really interested in that. Plus, it had the Fat Boys in there. I
Oh,
was a big Fat Boys fan.
oh my
It
god.
had
My
and
first
then
album.
LLC when he came out and did his
Oh
thing.
my god. Took
Yeah,
over.
that
Box.
did it. That did it for me. Now,
Oh my
as
goodness.
far as like the best, like straight up hip hop movie between the two. I think Beat Street was a little bit more authentic
Yeah,
as far as
yeah.
you know that sort of
Beach
thing.
Beach Street was the streets, and Crush Groove was everywhere.
Right,
Like
right.
I watched Beach Street on the VHS tapes with my boys. I,
Uh
I I bought an outfit and new gym
huh.
shoes and walked to the Northwest Theater from
Okay,
7 Mile in Southfield
okay.
to see Crush Groove.
That's what's up. Yeah, that was a big thing when it came out, man.
Oh
It
my
really
god, niggas
was.
don't know, man. That
Um,
was the first event movie of our
yeah.
generation.
Uh, Breaking too though. I
Break,
can't remember which one came out,
but we
but
wasn't getting dressed like the hood wasn't on board with breaking.
right. Well, we went into the break dance or whatever. But as far as the you said as far as the dancing or the
Yeah, just
dress, what you saying?
as far as the dancing go, like breaking was always compared to Beat Street, and it wasn't even close.
Right. Yeah, yeah, yeah. As far as authentic, it wasn't as authentic as Beach Street. It was
No,
entertaining,
it was.
yeah, it was
Turbo was the
entertaining.
man.
Yeah. Ozone and
Oh,
Shabba-Doo. When
oh,
I was a Shabba-Doo fan when Breaking came out because I don't know if you remember this, but
mhm.
back like in the early '70s, there was like it might have been mid '70s, late '70s. It was this variety show called The Big Show that came on, and Shabba-Doo Ozone was
Mhm.
it was like his show. He would go on there, he would do choreography. You could look it up on YouTube. But
I'm gonna
that's
have
where
to
I
do
was
that.
first familiar with Shabba-Doo, and so when he got in breaking, I already knew about a Shabba-Doo, so that's why I got my attention. But as far as being authentic or whatever, yeah, Beach Street was more on point. They
Yeah,
introduced us. Dougie
yeah.
Fresh was up in there.
Oh my god, that was
Yeah,
like B Street was Wu Tang.
yeah,
you
Okay.
know, and Crush Groove was Puff Daddy and them was Bad Boys. I think,
Okay.
yeah, that would be it
Yes.
for me, you know. But man, oh my god, man, if that's
Yeah.
one for my generation, if that's one, like if I could somehow take somebody on a journey through highlights of our generation,
Uh-huh.
Crush Groove, oh, and Freaknik would definitely be. Oh my god, that
Yeah. Yeah,
another story.
definitely.
But yes,
Yeah.
Freaknik would definitely be on the spot. But actually, the Fresh Fest too.
Yeah.
That was a pivotal tour for hip hop because they was thinking that shit was gonna be a whole bunch of violence. Shit. Although niggas got down at the they really did, but the concert was the focus, and people made it the focus, and it was really dope.
It was dope. Yeah, UTFO. Uh, they were big at the time with that Roxanne,
Oh
and
my, huge.
yeah. uh, yeah, that was a nice time. You had the Fresh Fest, you had the Def Jam tours. Um, but yeah, everything just kind of like started jumping off right then. They didn't really know, like you said, if it was gonna be violent. They didn't really know what to do with it. And it was some nice shows that came out, and I was lucky enough to go to a few of those.
Oh man,
Did
I
you
went
did
to.
you go?
Oh, absolutely, man. I went the one with it was Houdini,
Uh-huh.
LL, Run
LL
DMC,
and Beastie Boys.
and Beastie Boys.
Yep, that was there. That was there too.
And Beastie
And
Boys so criminally underrated.
you know what? I'm gonna have to I'm gonna have to agree with you. And man, that particular show, it was at Joe Louis Arena.
Yes.
And yeah, I was there. Matter of fact, I met Run DMC that day
Oh, you
for
gotta
that
show
show.
out, huh? You gotta show
I
off.
met them before the show. Yeah, straight up. I met them before the show outside the Penobscot building. They had pulled up to go, I don't even know if the radio station's still up there. I think it was WJLB or
Had to be.
uh,
Had to
yeah,
be.
it was one of the radio stations up in the Penobscot building. And this
Yep,
was
WJLB. Definitely it was.
okay. And this was like 86, 87, whatever that was. And I was downtown with my little girlfriend at the time. I was a teenager. I had on my little Adidas hookup, with the three stripes and all that. And I was going to the concert later. So I was hanging out downtown. I think it was at the festival that weekend. And a limo pulled up. I just happened to be walking by. A limo pulls up. No, I'm sorry, I'm lying. It wasn't a limo. It was a van. It was a white van that pulled
Mhm.
up in front of the Penobscot building. And I was still on the other side of the street. You just see a whole bunch of people just kind of ran over. And the funniest thing, this little teenage kid, was fan around DMC. I couldn't really see it was them, but I saw the shoes.
Right.
I looked down the ground and said, I saw the Adidas without no shoestrings. I like told my girl, that's Run DMC. So we go run across the street, and by the time we get over there, they had already went up to went up in the building to
Mhm.
do that. I guess they were doing a radio interview.
Right.
And by that time the crowd had dispersed because they had left.
Mhm.
I sat there and waited. We sat there waiting for about a good 30, 40 minutes or whatever. And they finally came back down after the interview. And this is cool story, man. He got the autograph. Didn't have camera phones back then, but I was sitting there. Yeah, we didn't have no camera phones to really prove it. I didn't think I was gonna run into him. I was just downtown hanging. So at the time, I met the Kings, and I'm like this. I'm like a kid in the candy store, and
Man.
I told him I was, gonna be at the concert later, and it was pretty cool. But yeah, I was at that show, man, Joe Louis. And another funny thing is, at the time, I don't. At the time, the Beastie Boys opened the show,
Mhm.
and yeah, they opened the show. Then it was whatever the order was. At the time, I didn't even know who the Beastie Boys were. I don't even think they had music playing in Detroit.
I don't think they did either, to be quite honest.
No, they didn't. But I knew about them, but I didn't know I knew about them because I got an older sister,
Mhm.
and she had a boyfriend. Um, they went to Spelman and Morehouse, and this was
Okay.
like yeah, they came. She brought him up from for like Christmas holiday or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Old dude is from Boston. He's from the East Coast. So she brought him up, and he had all these like tapes
Mm-hmm.
of like mixtapes from New York, Boston, East Coast, straight up underground hip hop stuff I never even heard before. Because in Detroit, all we heard was just the commercial stuff, whatever they were playing on
Yeah.
the radio. So he had all these like real straight up uh, tapes that he recorded from the streets or whatever. And on one of those tapes was the Beastie Boys, uh, "Hold It Now, Hit It." That's
Fire.
all. Yeah,
Yes.
I didn't know who the Beastie Boys were. I just knew like on that one of them tapes, he goes, "Okay, this the jam." I was bumping it. So when I got to the concert, I had no idea who the Beastie Boys were, but I had been bumping this tape for like a month before I went to the concert. I get to the concert, I think they did only like 3 songs that night. And they did Hold It Now Hit It was like the last one they did, I believe. I can't
Mm-hmm.
remember exactly, but when they did that, that's when it hit me. Hey, that's that group that was on the tape. And I started paying attention to them and it caught me off guard because they were white and
Yeah.
we didn't, they
And they weren't talking
I
no street shit though.
yeah, they were just tripping,
Yeah.
but they had the beats, they had, so uh and their album.
Fire.
You talk about classics,
Fire.
classics, man. Yeah, when that hit, that was after the concert though. We didn't know about them before then, but
Mm.
after that, and they came out.
They did their
Um,
thing.
yeah, they did their thing. I wouldn't
Eh,
put them in my top 10, but yeah, they Beastie did their thing.
There's an argument to be made that they belong in the top 10.
I don't know if
The
I'm
only
like,
the only thing that's gonna go against them is they basically, for the record, they pretty much created that alt rock category and don't get credit for that shit either. But they went into that shit, and I think that's what's gonna hurt them. They fused it a little bit with the what is it? What was it? Paul's Boutique, and then
That Paul's boutique was, yeah, that
they
was a
like
nice.
captured. Yeah, that was a nice album. They captured it on that one, but then they started going further with that shit after that.
Yeah, they lost me after that one.
Yeah. And that,
They
that
lost me.
that's the knock on it, from a hip hop standpoint.
Right. They lost me after that. And also, I mean, they really, I mean, it was cool for what they did. They wasn't really talking about nothing though.
They weren't.
And after a while, after 2 albums, you gotta be talking about something, for me to really keep my ear a little bit. So,
I mean,
you
most
know,
motherfuckers ain't talking about shit though.
I don't know if I'm looking at if I'm thinking about top 10 groups, I can think of some groups I would put up there way before the Beastie Boys that you know
I mean,
talking
out
about.
like who? I mean, Outcast or Bone for me is one and two, and it depends on the day. Today is Outcast, and yes, I'm giving Bone credit probably way more than they should get, just because the two shits that I like from them is so much better than 99% of other two album runs.
Right. I
Each
like Bone,
1999
man.
and Creeping on the Come Up, it's fucking don't get no better.
I like Bone. My problem with them though is that when I don't know. After a while, it kind of seemed like a novelty, the fast rapping, speed rapping, that sort of thing. And I like them because they were like the first groups that like really started that. I give them that. But as far as I couldn't keep up with what they were talking about a lot of times. To be honest, man, I like the flow, I like the feel of it or whatever. But sometimes when I'm sitting down to really chill with a record, I want to be able to really hear what they're saying, understand it or whatever. And maybe I just hear slow as I got older or whatever. But I just it's cool and all. But if I'm like looking for some groups, I'm looking at Run DMC,
Okay.
looking at NWA,
Okay.
Boogie Down Productions, Public Enemy, and Outkast. Those my five. If I can go further and give you De La Soul.
Okay.
Tribe,
Tribe would have been my top
yeah,
five.
Houdini. Uh, I
Say
got
what?
Naughty by Nature in there too. I think they're underrated.
Criminally underrated.
I got Naughty by Nature and I got the
Niggas should
Fat
go
Boy.
around getting punched for sleeping on Naughty by Nature. Like they mad because they had catchy shit, but like Tretch was killing
Churches,
niggas.
man. Dude is. I mean, he's
Oh my
definitely in
god.
my top 10 favorites. His flow is just
Oh my
crazy,
god. And he was talking. You want
crazy.
to talk about some real shit? Tretch was talking some real shit.
Uh huh. Uh
Oh
huh.
man, top five groups. Definitely Tribe Called Quest. I already said Outkast.
Yeah,
Tribe Called
I got.
Quest. Um, I don't know if I want to say NWA, man, because it was one nigga writing all a shit basically. Well, except for Ren. Um,
Well, that's why I give Cube so much because yeah, you're right. A big part of NWA was one dude, but there's still a group though, man. You still had Yellow with his scratch, and you still had Dre with his production. So
that is true.
you
That
know,
is true. All right. All
uh,
right.
DOC is part of that collective too. Arabian Prince. I mean, I look at them as a more than just the four guys that we see
Yeah.
up front.
I mean,
You
like the
know,
first
for
album, it was like 37 niggas on the cover.
right, yeah,
You know,
yeah.
so
Yeah,
um,
and I still got that tape too. They had that
oh
that
my
song.
god.
Yeah, it was NWA and the Posse.
Yep, that's exactly what.
You know what? They had my man. What's his name? Candy Man. He was on there too.
Really? I
Look at
did
that
not know
album
that.
cover.
I did not.
Candy Man is that dude on that cover, kneeling down like this in the front. Yeah, he's the brother in the front. He got a clock on him. I think that's Candy Man.
I did not know that. Wait. Hold on.
Yeah.
What I
Yes,
say?
sir. That's Candy Man. Yeah, they had a lot of people down in their little crew, man. So I look at NWA not just as their two albums and their little EP or whatever they put out, but I mean I look at, you know, I'm including DOC where he put out. I'm including
But you can't
everything.
do that for that group though. Although I will say that NWA definitely deserves top five groups. So I got Outkast, I got
Okay.
Tribe, I got
Uh-huh.
NWA, I got Bone, and then Wu Tang.
Okay.
Like it just and I'm not the biggest like East Coast hip hop fan, but
Right.
Wu Tang came from a whole fucking different solar system.
I was gonna ask you about it because you said you don't really like the boom bap sound too much, but
But that's not
when you
boom bap
talking,
to me.
what's your definition of boom bap?
Talib Kweli, again, like DJ, you can tell a premiere beat and it's always boom bappy.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay.
Like
Uh,
pretty much anything in that lane.
okay. Uh, I consider um Wu Tang. Well, I don't know. I can't really say that because they made albums outside of the group that like Raekwon
Oh,
did his
classic.
thing. Yeah, so Capadonna. So I can't really say um it's not all this stuff don't all sound the same, but when I think of Wu Tang, I'm thinking about those RZA beats, man, and it's like to me, I consider that boom bap. That's just
Enter the
me.
36 Chambers was still to this day leaps and bounds more unique than probably any other album, hip hop wise.
Yeah, it was unique. Definitely,
Like this
definitely.
shit, the whole sampling Chinese movie, karate movies, and
Yeah,
it just and then each nigga did what he was supposed to do,
right. Yeah,
and
yeah,
the shit
yeah.
worked. Like they got the best logo in the history of hip hop, and
They're
actually probably
definitely up
top
there.
five logos ever of
They're
anything.
definitely up there. Um, Wu Tang wasn't my top 10 because kind of the same reason when I said about Bone. I love I love a Wu Tang and what they did as a group, what they represent. Like you said, logo,
Mm.
all they're dope. But I straight up, I don't understand this language, man. You know, I can get with some of their songs or whatever. But as far as like listen to their songs from front, listen to their album from front to back, it throws me off sometimes. I don't quite get this language a lot. But
I'm with you
I
on
do dig.
Ghostface Killer. So, like your
What's that?
man's be I said I'm with you on Ghostface Killer. Your man said him and E40 are the same dude, just on a different coast.
And that exactly, and that's my thing about E40
Yeah.
too. That's
Hey,
another. I'm glad you brought him up. That brother put out a
they would
whole bunch of
hey, they
music
will
too.
say anything and explain it later.
Yep, exactly, exactly.
What that mean?
E40,
Well,
yeah,
pimping.
yeah, 40 Waters. He was the first one, like, yeah, that I would get at too. He was coming up with his own little talk and that sort of thing. And then Wu Tang came, and it just like Wu Tang came, and it just like I mean, it's so many of them, man. So many skillful
Yeah,
MCs.
man,
And like I said, I like them as far as what they bring to the table,
definitely
but I
top
can't.
five.
I don't just
Man.
don't put them in my top 10 because I just feel those other
Wait,
10 that I
wait. You
named
said they
though.
ain't even in top 10?
I got them honorable mention. I named you my 10.
Oh God, that's horrible, bro. You say honorable mention for Wu Tang. I can't believe this. Like people that know me, like are gonna be
Did you hear
shocked.
my 10? No.
Wu Tang should be there, bro. Like I'm putting Wu Tang definitely above BDP.
I, okay. Above who?
Boogie Down Productions immediately. It's not.
Mm,
And
okay.
for the records, like KRS One, it's got like he's got a long career. I appreciate what he's offered to it,
Mm-hmm.
but beyond the first joint, it was that Criminal Minded.
Yeah.
I'm
Criminal Minded was the first one.
yeah, I'm okay on and Scott LaRock got killed after that album, right?
Yes, sir.
So it's not BDP without Scott LaRock for me. Miss Melody,
Okay.
God bless her, she don't count.
Okay. You know
D
what?
Nice had a song and a
Okay.
quarantine. Who
You know
else?
what? You know what? I agree with you on this. I put BDP in there as a group because other people do. When I see BDP, I see KRS-One. Okay. I got him number one on my MC list.
Yeah.
So if I'm gonna put a group list together, if he's considered
If, if
if
he's in the group,
BDP
it
is
got
his
to be
group,
there.
right? But I
Yeah.
but I really actually see him as a solo artist. I like BDP, like you said, wasn't really into the D Nice or whatever, but I was giving the respect to the fact that he made those classic albums, that first album. I think he did that second one too,
Ah, what was
or a part of it before the album came out. I'm
which
not
one
quite
was the second?
sure when
Love's
it
gonna
was
get you wasn't
recorded.
the second one.
Yeah.
What was Love's gonna get you? Was that on the second one?
Okay. I
No.
know he was gone by the time the album came out.
Yeah,
Scott had already passed by then, but what I'm not sure of is if Scott had, like, if they had recorded any of the songs for their second album before
I
then.
got you. Yeah, I'm not
Actually,
sure about that one.
they may not have. But if you're saying that second album, if you weren't feeling like that second or even the third or fourth one, I mean, I don't really know what to say, man. Because I mean, we talking about ghetto music. That was a hot album. I
I mean,
think
but
that
he's
was under
only had one
that was
album
under
where
BDP too.
I turn it on and let it turn itself off. That's Criminal Minded. The rest, I'm fast forward.
Serious? Okay.
Yes,
Well, I'm looking at you the same way you looking at me about Wu Tang on that one, because I'm like, man, those I mean, those Boogie Down production albums, those first, like, we talking, uh, Criminal Minded, All Means Necessary, Edutainment, what was that? Ghetto Music. I mean, those are
He
Some
would have
classics.
he would have a song or two. Fast forward, bro.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
and it's the same thing. Like to be honest, I'm only Wu Tang for me is only off the strength of the 36 Chambers. I know other people, will get them two classics. No, for me, they got the 36 Chambers, and that's it as far as group wise.
I
The
agree with that.
the
As far
other
as I'm
shit,
concerned, yeah, that's the straight up classic,
yeah,
no doubt.
no, nowhere close to that gem of an album. But shit, most motherfuckers really only get one classic.
But what about individually though?
Individually, it's Raekwon,
Okay.
Meth,
Okay. Which one?
and
You talking
ODB.
about his first one, or you talking about what he's doing on the
T-Cal.
Blackout album?
Well, T-Cal fucking fire, and then he was kind of just it for me until he started fucking with Redman, and their chemistry is just bananas. So you know,
Yeah. Redman is definitely up there.
uh,
Their
Old Dirty
chemistry.
Bastard was fucking. He was going to be that guy out of Wu Tang. Like he was different.
That's what I was gonna ask you. You consider his album? You consider that a classic?
I don't know. I'm probably on the fence with that one. Like I think it was close, but I think he was one of those artists that was going to get better. That's just my 2 cents. The more he got comfortable doing shit by himself, I think he would have been one of those artists where like Outkast, like Southern Playalistic was fucking dope, but ATLians was fucking bananas. What's the one like? What was the one after ATLians? Ah, and then they had a
What?
double album, The Love Below. Like they've arguably
Yeah,
got
yeah. They had the Love Below, and they had
speaker
they each
box.
had their own little CD.
Yeah, but they've arguably got three classic albums, and name me one other artist in any genre that's got three classic albums.
Yeah, you got three classics. You doing something. It's not too many that can say that.
Yeah,
But
like
yeah, Outkast definitely they got three.
I mean, I don't care what genre you talking about. You can go to jazz, you can go to rock and roll. What your favorite artist probably does not have three classic CDs, albums, or whatever you calling them. You
Mhm.
know, but man, damn, you said Karis one. I can't do that. Kind of reminds me of actually no, well, what's his name? What's the dude that's got the podcast? It's always shitting on Eminem. Lord Jamar.
Okay, yeah, yeah, from Brand Nubians.
Yeah. How
Yeah.
this dude thinks he is a hip hop legend is beyond me. No disrespect, respectfully, but I don't get it.
Um, how he became one or Brand
No,
Nubian?
no, no, no. He's not a hip hop legend. Let's get that out the way. I don't understand how he conceptualizes that he is. Somebody got to explain to me what he did in hip hop. Like I like his podcast. He's dope.
Mm-hmm.
But in hip hop, bruh, you were the worst member of a mid tier group. I've been saying this for years.
You think he was the worst one in Brand Nubian?
Absolutely, it's not even close, bruh.
Uh,
It's not even close. And then his whole argument, and I know somebody will clip this up. Oh, he defended Eminem. Okay, yeah, I'm a homer. Fuck it, I am. Uh,
right.
but the argument that who plays Eminem and they ride applies to you. Never in my life have I ever heard while I'm in the whip somebody say put on that Brand Nubian. And Lord
I don't
knows.
know, man. I used to bump that "Love Me or Leave Me Alone" and that "Pump Jump Up to Get Beat Down." Come on, man, you tripping, bro?
So somebody actually got in your car one day at some point in your existence and said,
I
"Put
was
in that."
bumping it.
No, not you. Somebody else requested that shit. No,
I
it's not a
mean, it
request.
don't really. I mean, it don't really work like. I mean, in my ride, it don't really work like that. In my ride, you gonna listen to it. I'm bumping. But I mean, if you ask me if I got in other people's ride and they was bumping it too, yeah, I got people that
I have
was bumping that Brand Nubian too.
never in my life, bro. Never have I got into
Hmm.
somebody's car and they was bumping Brand Nubian.
You know what? I was in Florida at the time when that came. I don't know if it's a geographical thing, whatever. At
And
the
it could
time that
be.
came out, I was down in Florida, and it was like that was like 90 to 94.
And I'm not
No,
saying
90.
I'm not saying that they was whack, but it was Grand Pooba and them other niggas.
Mm. Okay. Uh,
Tell me I'm wrong.
yeah. Okay.
Like
But I mean,
Grand Pooba is the
but
guy.
but he's a legend the same way
He's not a legend
that
either, bro.
he's a legend the same way that you can
No, no,
call
no.
Cool Roski a legend.
Okay,
He's a legend.
they
If
actually
you
did
part of
some
if
legendary shit though.
I'm saying if you part of a group that made something legendary or considered legendary, then everybody in that group's gonna be considered that, as far as I'm concerned. That
Right,
don't
but
mean you got to be
Brand
the
Nubian
hottest one in
did
that group.
what did Brand Nubian do that was legendary, bro? They don't have a
I mean,
classic album. It was only one album, then them niggas broke up.
well, it's kind of like, I mean, you don't really have to have it. I mean, that's like saying Rob Bass is not classic because all he had was "It Takes Two" and "Love and Pain" or "Joy and Pain."
No,
It
what
don't
you
have to be a
saying is
whole album.
Rob Bass is a legend because he got two hits. A two-hit wonder does not make you a legend, bro. It means you had legendary moments.
Well, what I consider a legend is somebody who does something, puts out something that we still talk about years later. It's a like what he did was legendary.
So Vanilla
So
Ice
yeah,
is
that
a
makes
legend.
Rob Bass a legend.
Vanilla Ice is a legend.
As much as I hate to say that, what he did was legendary. We still talk
That's what
about
I'm
a
saying
Vanilla
right there.
Ice.
But that's different. He had a legendary moment, but he
Right.
ain't no legend.
I mean, if you're talking about who we like or who, who we feeling, that's not, to me, that's not an equation. It's a whole bunch of people that I consider legends that I don't necessarily feel them or whatever. But if you do something like what Vanilla Ice did, yeah, that was some legend. That was legendary.
Okay,
I don't
and
necessarily feel it, but yeah, that makes him a
he
legend.
actually did more than Brand Nubians. I hate that I'm saying that.
Yeah, he probably did. Yeah,
He did. It ain't no probably.
yeah,
That it's not
yeah.
even close.
So what don't you like about Lord Jamar? Just because he talking a lot, or
Just the
because he
shit
calling
talking.
himself a legend? I mean, he just
Exactly.
like
Yes.
he just
That
like
rubs
you
me
and
the
I.
wrong way. That rubs me the
Mhm.
wrong way. No, it's not. Like I rapped and I was not successful. I'm not a legend. That
Right,
nigga was moderately successful. As far as his group, they were decently successful. Not knocking that. Way
right,
better than I could have dreamed of doing. However, in the
right.
grand scheme of things, bruh, like you inflating shit, that's unnecessary. You had a
Okay.
good career. It's no need for you to inflate the shit and act like you a legend at what?
Is he calling
Not
himself
at
a
rapping.
legend?
Yes, at least that maybe I heard this shit wrong.
Okay.
But
Because
I
that's
do,
what I'm saying. Are we talking
yeah,
about
I do
he
believe
calling
that was
himself a
him.
legend,
Yes.
or the fact that other people consider him a legend?
Both are fraudulent in my eyes. Just my 2 cents.
Okay.
Like
Yeah, he got some.
I've heard a couple people, literally like two, say, yeah, he's a legend. Nobody else like who first or no, bro. Come on. Like the argument more so would be for Grand Pooba.
Yeah, yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Yeah,
And I would not even, like I,
yeah. I'll say he's a legend because he's in Brand Nubian, and But as far as, I mean, if we like putting levels to it, nah, you ain't no level 10 legend. If that's nah, I ain't with you on that. But if brother want to call himself a legend, if he said, hey. If dude can go out somewhere and you know who he is, and he did some things that you consider legendary, I'm gonna let him have his moment. But no, I'm not gonna put he ain't no legend 10, no level 10 legend. But I give him a little something, man.
yeah, I feel you on that one,
Yeah,
man. You're more generous than I am, bro. Uh,
yeah,
all
probably. Yeah, probably.
all right. One more before we go, man.
Yeah, yeah.
Best female MC.
Best female MC. Um, it's not just a clear answer for me. Uh, I don't want to just give the stock answer without giving a reason why.
I feel you.
Uh, but I really I can't think of anybody else I'm willing to put over MC Light if I have to pick one. I got a lot of respect for a lot of lady women MCs.
Mhm.
I like MC Light for the same reason I like Ice Cube. She tells stories. She's a storyteller. I think she's one of the underrated storytellers, and people don't even really give her props for that. You know, like her songs, "Poor Georgie," the "Paper Thin." You know, she's like she's doing that old school hip hop that like draws you in. It's like
Yeah. Yeah.
she ain't just talking about shaking her ass and stuff like that. You know, so
Facts.
you know, um, that's not to say it's not any other nice MCs out there. There's some other MCs like Salt and Pepper. They, you know, they get that thing. If I'm thinking MCs though, I'm going more with like, but I just don't feel right mentioning like without mentioning some of the other women out there. You know, I mentioned like some of the other guys instead of just mentioning one. So MC Light, she's definitely up there, man. Queen Latifah,
Yes.
to me, I want to make sure people understand this. To me, Queen Latifah is the GOAT, but MC Light is better. What I mean by that, when I say GOAT, I mean when I'm looking at everything they do. Queen Latifah is more than rap. She's more than hip hop.
She's a brand.
Yeah, she's a brand. She's done some everything. You know,
Yeah.
we're talking about this queen, this woman she's put out a singing album. You know, we know what she's done
Yep.
rapping. She's doing her TV shows, things like that. You can't touch Queen as far as
And she can
what
actually act.
she can act. Queen can do whatever she want to
Yeah.
do, man. Everything she
Absolutely.
touched,
Yeah.
she can do it. So
I would
you
agree with
know,
her being the GOAT.
yeah,
Yeah.
I'm gonna call her to go. MC Light just is probably is the better lyricist out of them.
Man.
Shantae, Shantae was the first one that got my attention, but I see her more of a, like a freestyler type thing or whatever.
She had like an iconic moment.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Yeah.
she's a legend.
Damn.
You agree with that, right?
I'd have to say no. Like
Come on, man.
name her
Come
album.
on, bro. I'm not gonna
Name
let this one slide, bro. Come on, man.
name her album, bro.
I mean, Shantae. Come on, man.
You don't know.
Shantae was the one that started the whole diss records, man. I
I
mean, she
agree.
did
Again, she had an iconic moment in hip hop history that will never be forgotten. She had a
right. That
legend
makes her a legend.
that makes her part of a legendary moment. To me, you got to have a career of some substance. Like I can't name one song by her, not one. I just know that her and UTFO got into it back in the day, and I can't remember the name of the song. I can't remember not one album from her. I think she's a phenomenal radio personality.
She
I think she
dissed
is very
KRS
dope.
One, dude. She was dissing people that other people couldn't even diss. KRS One didn't even respond.
She, I don't recall that
Have a
song, bro.
nice day. KRS One, you should go on vacation with a name sounding like a whack radio station. That's for Scholar Rock. You should be ashamed. When Tila Rock said it's yours, he didn't mean his name, you know. But at the
That's
same time,
fire.
yeah, it's fire. At the same time, I heard Big Daddy Kane wrote a lot of wrote some of that, uh, but she got a pedigree for what she did have her moment or whatever, but she sparked something that became a thing of legends, man. I mean, if it was no, I mean, we can't even talk about Tupac's "Hit 'Em Up" songs like that without talking about Shantae, who started that stuff like that, man. I mean, she was dissing. She was a little, what, 14, 15-year-old girl, whatever she was, coming there
Yeah.
dissing grown men.
Very
She didn't
dope.
care,
Not at all.
so
Name
so
her
I
album.
give it that.
You can't. You can't name her album, bro. Not one.
Big Mama. Big Mama
You,
thing. I think that was it. No, no, I wouldn't say she had no classic album. I'm not gonna say
I mean,
that.
but but my point is that you can't even. Everybody else we didn't talked about, you can name one piece of work from them except her.
Hmm. Well, she's a classic not because of her album, but I
You
mean, you can't take that Roxanne's Revenge the way she went off on that.
no, I'm
But
not
I see
taking
what
that
you're
away from
saying.
her.
Yeah, yeah, it's a classic moment. You
Yeah,
got a tougher you got a
yeah,
tougher rating
like
than I do.
you gotta earn like legend. First off, you gotta have longevity.
I agree. I agree.
And not just longevity, but you have to have exhibited excellence for a majority of your career. Like Walking with a Panther with trash album. I'm pretty sure LL will agree with me.
Walk with a
But
Panther.
yeah,
You know what? I'm one of those dudes. I'm one of those that actually like that album. I know people trashed it. I
yeah.
actually like that album.
Well, you and 12 other people. The rest of us that bought that shit is upset. But 75% of his career, he's been great. That's
Yeah.
legendary shit. And you did it for decades. It's nice. It's like you hitting 70 home run, like Sammy Sosa, prime example.
Hmm.
Nigga was
Yeah.
in the home run race, one great year. Well, I take that back. He ain't the prime example because he got over 500 home runs. But that's like saying, comparing somebody with 600 home runs to somebody who just had 60 in one year, and that's all they
Right.
had. You know what I'm saying? Like you had a really dope season, but that don't get you in the Hall of Fame.
Okay. Yeah.
But they
I
but
got
but they will put your bat and your ball from that season in the Hall of Fame. They just say fuck you.
you. Okay.
So yeah, you gotta have actually put the work in for me. Other than that, and hip hop's got a lot of great moments, a lot of things that happened over the years that may not necessarily mean that person was like one of the upper echelon of hip hop artists.
Okay.
Sir Mix a Lot, Baby Got Back, still getting a check on that. I'm certain of it. Didn't make him
No.
like although Posse on Broadway was fucking fire for me.
Yeah, me too. That hit big in Detroit when it
Oh
came
my
out.
god. Doom,
Yeah.
doom.
Doom, 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 doom.
About
Yeah.
to
Yep.
roll, but
And just this cadence, the way he rolled with it, me and Kiss
oh,
Sensation on our way from home. That that
oh
rode
my
hard. That was dope.
god. Man,
Yeah,
oh man,
but
nigga.
the albums, yeah, like he had that and that buttermilk biscuits and that square dance rap.
Yeah,
I think those are like the three
yeah,
biggest songs that he had.
yeah.
Yeah,
Nobody's ever going to be like Sir Mix a Lot needs to be in the Hall
right.
of Fame. But I'm gonna always remember those songs. But for my female, it's either Nicki Minaj or Queen Latifah for me.
You know
And
what? I don't listen to Nicki, so I can't really. I'm not gonna say nothing, but I can't really say if that's a legit, uh, ranking or not. I don't really
as
listen
as
to
as
Nicki.
far as like being on top, she's
Hmm.
got to have the longest run of any female. Cardi B,
Yeah,
unfortunately, may be in the running with that. But like Nicki Minaj actually has bars. And like she's got shit that motherfuckers be like, oh damn, she said that. Like she did her thing, man. Like, and if it was not for Drake, she would have been the biggest artist on the planet for probably a decade.
she was pretty big, man. I
Yeah,
don't really think. Yeah, she definitely had her moment.
yeah, yeah. Like,
Shout out to the sister. I just, I said me personally, I just don't really listen to her music, but I mean, uh, I hear she got some bars. You
yeah,
putting her up there number one though.
yeah, bro. Like she got like she stole Lil Kim's style. Make no mistake about it. But that's what hip hop is. I won't say she stole it. She improved. So she didn't go as drastic sexually as maybe Lil Kim did. Lil Kim was
Right.
fire. She had bars too, but like they in the same lane, and Nicki just better at it.
I think I would put. I don't listen to a whole lot of Nicki, like I said, to
Mhm.
really rank her. But I listened to enough to where I would put her over Lil Kim.
I feel you on that.
I would do
And
that.
my other
Um,
one would, yeah, Queen Latifah would be my, because she's always been like just from ladies first on. She just had like a
yeah,
presence for me that I just thought that was just like dope, and she talked shit.
yep,
You know,
yeah.
and she looked like she could hell, she looked like she can beat me up.
No, I love Queen, man.
Oh
Yeah,
my
she
god.
definitely, she seemed like she just be like one of them down females
Yeah.
from the hood
Yeah.
that you just,
Yeah.
sister like. So
Yes.
yeah, I love the Queen.
One of the few, female rappers where dudes just be like, man, I would just chill with her, just hang out.
Oh yeah, yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And shit, man, I didn't realize we've been chopping it up about an hour and a half, man.
yeah,
Yeah, I'm gonna let you go ahead, man. And hey, what's the name of your group too, man? If anybody want to join and talk about hip
oh
hop.
yeah. Let me shout that out. It's on Facebook. We are OHHH, which stands for Old Heads Hip Hop. Just look that group up. The original vision of the group. Let me say this real quick. When I originally started the group, like in 2017, um, I really thought, by naming it Old Heads Hip Hop, I was expecting most of the members to join that would be joining would be like 40 and over, 50 and over, like, my generation or whatever.
Mhm.
Um, I just was looking for a group, we can kind of talk about reminisce about the old days and stuff like that instead of sitting around all the time. Say a lot of us, new generation, we talk about our older generation, we talk about the new generation not being up to snuff or whatever. Now
Yeah,
I wanted the group to be something where it's like, okay, let's let the kids do them, let them do their thing. Let's talk about our thing. So that's why I started. But what was interesting is that when I started noticing the people that were joining were actually people under 40. And that
hmm,
kind of threw me off because I thought, okay, they wouldn't really be into us, this old music or whatever. And I was posting a lot of stuff from the 80s early on or whatever. And what I found was that a lot of the younger members were actually asking questions and like, they actually wanted to know some stuff, not just hearing a song that was old and saying, yeah, I heard that before. But so I thought, okay, it's a good way to start sharing my experiences. Um, you know, take them back to an era that they're not really familiar with.
that's
And it
dope.
was weird because the more people that joined the group, it was more of a younger generation. I was hoping that we can get more old heads like us who could be kind of like maybe mentors or whatever, or who can like fill in the blanks for them or whatever. So I eventually got some older heads in there, and I got a nice little mix of people. So we got a nice little group going on. Always open for some more, not really. We're not one of those groups where we like talking negatively about today's
Right.
hip hop. We sticking to what we like. We posting what we like, not what we hate. And as I said, come check us out. OHHH. Um, Old Heads Hip Hop on Facebook. And there's a few, it's like 3 questions that I put up there that you need to answer in order to get to the group. And I did that because, I said I didn't really want the riff raft in there. I figured anybody who old heads, they would know, the essence, who started it, where it started, and then, give me a couple, yeah, 3 of your groups, your favorite artists. And there's no right or wrong answer. It's just those are put up there just to kind of see what people are at when they're coming into the group. And I encourage people to share stuff, ask questions, share videos or whatever. The only thing we not really open to people like posting up their own stuff unless
Mhm.
you put something out before 2000. So the whole premise of the group is like any artist. We talk about any artist who put out music if they started their career before 2000.
Okay.
Okay, if they put out music now, we still want to hear that. Like I said, guys like Ice Cube, uh, Too Short. These guys are still active. We want to see their new music too. Snoop, that stuff like that. But yeah, the main thing is we want to celebrate those who started it. We go all the way back to like, I mean, we have some Spoonie G posted up in there sometimes, and we got
Ooh.
a few uh few hip hop legends in the group that I know of. Grandmaster D is in there from Houdini.
That's
He's a
dope.
yeah, he's
I
a
did
member
not
of the
know that.
group. Yeah, he's in there. Who else we got in there? We got a oh my man Cool Roski and Fat Boys. I mentioned him earlier. He's in there.
Oh,
And
you gotta tap me in with them, man. Let me get them on the
yeah,
show, man. Just
yeah,
fucking love the Fat Boys. That's my first album ever.
man.
And rest in
I
peace to my
remember.
mama. Shout out to her for buying it.
When did you first hear the Fat Boys on the radio, or did you know about them from Crush Groove?
I can't quite remember, but I know I had the album before Crush Groove. If
Okay,
you know what? I don't. I take that back. It might have been because of Crush Groove.
okay. When they had that yeah, that first album they had Stick 'em on
Yep.
there, and
Yep.
yeah,
Oh, very
I I
underrated group.
I first saw them on. Do you remember that show? It used to be a video show that used to come on. I think a Friday night, Saturday night called New York Hot Tracks.
No, I don't remember that.
Okay, they came on there as a guest one night, and just on a live mic, he started beatboxing. I was hooked right then because his beatboxing was different. We had already heard about Dougie Fresh from
Yeah,
Beat
his shit
Street.
was like pure,
Yeah,
like it was
yeah,
bass.
yeah. He was making those clicking sounds and all that. But yeah, when I heard Buff with that bass,
Oh,
oh man, that was it. Fat Boy was my group at that point.
oh man.
Uh, yeah, so we got a couple. Like I said, we got a couple guys a couple legends that I know about that's in the group. It might be some others that may be lurking or whatever. But yeah, anybody that's interested in talking some real hip hop, learning about old school or whatever, just got something that they want to share, hit us up. Come join the group and join the old family. So
I myself am a member.
yeah, you are. Yeah,
No, no
appreciate you
doubt.
too, bro.
Oh, come on, man. We're gonna have to do this again too, man. This is I enjoyed myself. Um,
Okay, yeah, yeah, no
Shout
doubt.
out to you, man. Thank you for joining me, bro.
Thanks for
Um,
having me.
oh man, come on, man.
Yeah.
That's what's up. If you need anything from me personally, email me at jobstown12345 at yahoo.com. If you want
Okay.
to be on the show or some shit like that, hit me up. Or if you know
Okay.
somebody that
Bet.
should be on, you know.
Bet.
Other than that, man, thanks, bro. Appreciate you. Appreciate your time and your wisdom. And you have a
All
great
right,
night,
much
bro.
love. You too, brother.
All
Take
right,
care,
peace.
man.
No
All
doubt.
right. Yeah.